Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the car, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point at all when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So go on, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say?
You can stop talking now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got in the studio tonight, because Nick's away, we've got none other than Super Sub, the one and only,
Roger Miller.
the one and only Paul Smith.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good to have you back.
Not too much of a clap, because
Yeah, no, you don't want to clap,
you might come back.
I might have a clap.
Right then, Paul, where do you want to start, mate?
Wow. Birmingham City Football Club is the new Crossroads, isn't it?
The new Crossroads.
The new soap opera of the West Midlands.
So how do you make that out?
Never a dull
Oh, no,
moment,
never
is
a
that?
moment. No.
Aye? What do
No.
you say?
No, well, yeah. I after the show after the sacking. Well, that was last week, wasn't it? The last show after the sacking. Yeah, feels like it's been about 3 years ago since that went. But yeah, I said like you couldn't imagine supporting anybody else, could you? Like how utterly ridiculous this club is. Like that, it goes from one extreme to the other. But yeah, so it's been. I mean, considering you got the sack pretty unexpectedly, it's been a relatively quiet week since then. Obviously, the Derby game, but yeah, we've given Carsley time to settle in and work with the players. So
We've gone from Mr. Suntanarm to Mr. Boring, really,
Yeah.
with Lee Carsley. But I got to admit, Lee
the
Carsley,
only man in the world who doesn't actually want to manage a football team, I think.
Yeah.
it's
I think
strange.
I don't know. I mean, Lee Carsley's a local lad. He knows the club inside out. He just wants. I think, you know what it is with Lee. I think what it is, he wants to prove that he can do it, and then be asked to run the club.
Yeah,
I don't think he
possibly.
wants to apply, does he?
No, but you know what? He's worked now with the underage groups for so long now. He's just got the England gig. I don't know. I get the impression he actually genuinely is just happy, but doing what he does. Do you know what I mean? He's happy with seeing younger players come through and not have the stresses and the tribulations of actual football management. Like he doesn't want that hassle. Like he's more than happy just sitting in the background, developing players, seeing them come through, and he'll get the recognition from that. And at the moment, he's young enough. You know, he's got 30 years left of coaching in the game. Probably, I'm sure his time will come as a manager. He actually seems quite genuine. That he doesn't fancy it.
Don't you think though he's going to, he gets a good result Wednesday and he gets a good result Saturday?
That's the point.
But he had
take
cracking
it.
results at Brentford.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm making, Chris. He doesn't want to apply for the job.
No.
What he wants to be given the job. So it's it's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not going to come and put his head on the chopping block, is he? And say, yeah, I'm going to nail my colours to the mast. I'm going to be the next Birmingham City manager.
And then he doesn't get it.
And then he doesn't get it, and he looks a plonker. Yeah, you can go back to the under-23s of England. Yeah, that's great. We all know that Lee Carsley is going to make them players want to play for that badge on that shirt. Because he's a Brummie, he's a blue nose. Look at Craig Gardner on Saturday. All of a sudden, the guy's been missing in action, for about 6 months. Saturday, completely different player, man of the match. Yeah. Because he's got a manager there now that's going to go and grab him by the scruff of the neck and say, look, you're earning X amount of money, earn it and wear that shirt with pride, otherwise I'm going to do you. That's what he's basically said to him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be for the first time tonight, but I'm going to politely, completely disagree with you.
That's all right. Nothing unusual.
Because I think Redknapp was the man manager. When Redknapp come in, he come in and he sung "Keep Right On," and everybody said he gets us, he gets the fans, he gets the club. Whether he did or not, he made that effort to get to be on the fan side, and he's that man manager sort of guy. I just want somebody to coach the football team.
Let me come in. Yeah. Harry Redknapp, great manager, one of England's best.
Yeah.
Based
on what?
That's
one I'd like to ask.
Yeah, he's one of England's best because he should have been the England manager.
Based on what?
Based on his success at Tottenham. Let's hang on, because you're looking at me now with your eyes sticking out your head. You see the springs coming out of his eyes. I'm going to get poked. He's got Mortal Kombat in here at the moment. Get over here. Harry Redknapp is a good manager. Okay, let's put it.
I will agree with that.
He's the most unsuccessful manager. Successful, unsuccessful manager.
There hasn't been many people who have been a manager for 30 odd years and won one FA Cup.
Listen, you said something.
Yeah.
He came in, he won the fans over.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Because he got up on the stage and he sung Keep Right On.
He did, yeah.
To get to a blues fan, all you got to do is know the words to Keep Right On.
Yeah.
And you're laughing. It's as simple as that.
Of course, yeah.
So,
exactly.
My point
That's
is,
how easy it is.
Lee Carsley, he doesn't mean he's a man manager with the players. His words to the players was, at least I ain't going to see you horrible lot again, as he left the dressing room against Preston.
Yeah, exactly.
What sort of a man manager's that?
Yeah.
He's I want to swear, but I can't. No. Lee Carsley's a different kettle of fish. He's played for the club.
Yeah.
He's wrote the theme tune. He's sung the theme tune. Do you know what I mean? He is the bloke who's going to come in that dressing room. He's the one to steady the ship. Not saying he's going to be the manager, but he's the one to steady the ship.
Which is why they're not rushing with the new manager.
So when I said to you, he's going to grab Craig Gardner by the scruff of the neck and say, you either do it or I'll do you. That's why Gardner's playing, because he knows he can't mess about with this manager, because at the end of the day, he's got blue blood just like him.
Benji Smith agrees with you as well, Paul. He says, I agree, he lives in Birmingham and just wants to stay here for many years with the underage groups. He just wants a settled life.
Yeah. He wants to get a life.
He wants a settled
life. Sorry.
No, you said that, not me.
No, I misheard you. This ear's a bit... Yeah. Listen, they went to Derby on Saturday. Everybody wrote us off. Gary Rowett's going to show what they're missing. They didn't miss nothing. They went to Derby on Saturday and they played their hearts out. They battled. They put in a typical Birmingham City performance. They had 3,100 fans behind them, backing them to the hilt. Which is what more could you ask for? Jukovic scored probably his best goal he's scored since he's been here. That header was quality.
Stunning header.
Stunning. And then they panicked a bit. Carsley said himself, they panicked a bit, and Winnell come on and equalised. But we didn't look like we was going to lose the game throughout the whole match. I don't care what anyone says. And if anyone wants to come on and argue with me, I'll argue until the day's long with them.
And if you want to phone in.
Yeah, phone in.
Get on the phone. 077911702.
Blues.
Got that out quickly.
Blues, right? We got to move on. I said this after Zola. I was a Zola fan. I will back any manager that's in charge of the football club, and I will back him to the up. But as soon as they're gone, they're gone. Harry Redknapp has left. Goodbye, Harry Redknapp. You hear things. I've been privy to conversations. What happened? They wanted to sack him after the Burton game, and they was told, "Hold your horses." Okay, he didn't go. You can't manage a football club travelling and doing training 3 times a week. That is not how you manage a football club. And we didn't know this was going on. Yeah, we all had Redknapp. We sung that song for him, but he didn't do it for us, did he? He lost 6 on the bounce. He lost his job. there's not been the uproar there was when Rowett left with Redknapp.
No,
there hasn't. Which has surprised me. It has surprised me.
But the results weren't there. Do you know what I mean? The results weren't there, and I said last week 4 times out of 9 games, including the Bournemouth Cup game, 4 games out of 9 this season, we have completely capitulated in the second half.
No heart, no desire.
Exactly, and he hasn't had an answer for that.
What did they have?
He hasn't had an answer
to change it. What did they have after 4 sessions of training last week on Saturday on that pitch? What did that Birmingham City team have that they've been lacking all season?
Well, they showed
heart
a bit of commitment.
Desire.
Yeah, they showed a bit of commitment,
and he's had another full week this week.
Yeah,
so he's got Sheffield Wednesday on Wednesday. Flipping Wednesday on Wednesday. What a joke that is. And I think there's going to be a few surprises. And the key for me is Craig Gardner, because we was all crying for Craig Gardner to come back, and all of a sudden he's been the season's dartboard throw at the board person this year. His picture's been on the dartboard and people have been throwing darts at him because he hasn't put his art on his sleeve, and he hasn't gone out there and been able to listen to that song and warrant, Gardner is a Blue, he hates Villa. He hasn't had the warrant. He hasn't been able to warrant that because he hasn't been a Blue this season. He's been missing. The man has been missing, and if he's sitting and listening to this in his 10-bedroomed house in Curdworth or wherever it is, Craig, welcome back to Birmingham City Football Club. Time to get your arse together and start playing for us, because we need some performances, because we've got to climb that table.
I'd label that a few others as well.
Yeah,
ignore B6. Ignore them. They're gone. They're up.
No, they ain't.
They're up. They are. Honestly, they're up.
Chris? They're up.
They're up. They are.
Niall wants to know, what did we have on Saturday that we didn't have in the previous matches?
I'll tell you what we had. We had a bloke in that dressing room.
Craig Gardner.
I'm not about the players on the pitch. You had 3 blokes in that dressing room: Paul Robinson, Lee Carsley, and the Williams lad, who have gone in there and basically told them they're going to bash them with a baseball bat unless they play. Because they're passionate and they want the club to win. They've got supporters who pay good money to
we'll have us 3 in charge then. Because we'll be equally as passionate. But we don't know how to set a football team up.
That's why you.
Do you know what I mean? That's why I said get somebody in who can coach that football, who can manage that football team. Karanka set Middlesbrough up to win the league, to get promoted, and he did it.
Yeah, he did.
He made them hard to beat. He built from the back. He got the flair players playing up the top end of the pitch. He had people.
I ain't gonna argue with you on this.
You had someone like Jordan Rhodes, who's got no pace, a bit like Gallagher. Could Gallagher be the Jordan Rhodes under someone like Karanka? You get the flair players playing around him. You got a focal man up top. You build from the back. It's exactly what he did at Middlesbrough, and he got him promoted.
Alison agrees with me. Chris, please, BC or B6 or yeah, right. He's a secret Villa fan. I'll have you know.
Absolutely not.
That Chris Pugh is a secret Villa fan.
It's not true.
Because he won't bemoan them, will he? He won't slag them.
That's fake news.
Fake news.
Looks like Kieran's agreeing with you as well, Paul.
Capo's back.
Yeah. The results weren't there from Redknapp, although we looked bright. There wasn't any heart or commitment.
You can look bright, but it can only be a 30-watt bulb. You know what I mean? That's my saying of the day. So then everyone's going to wonder what the flipping I'm going on about, because my daughter sat over there going, what the flipping are you on about, Dad? We all spark, no fight, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's simple as that. Harry Redknapp is gone. Let's not talk about Harry Redknapp. Let's not talk about Gary. If you want to talk about previous managers, talk about
He only got the sack last week, so I think there is a justification to still...
Well, he lied to you. Chris Pugh, Mr. Fun. Yeah. TTDWS, whatever it was. Yeah. I can't remember the hashtag we did.
TTDDS.
Yeah. Live exclusive, yes, we've signed in.
Yeah.
Completely lied to Chris Pugh.
He did lie
the voice of sport.
He did lie to me. I can't deny
Voice of sport!
Mr. Fun had no fun that night, did he?
No.
I did at the time.
You did, yeah.
I did when I got home, waiting for it to come through.
I thought he was going to do a Conga Jeff.
Actually, I was doing one. Okay. Shoot Mr. Fun, says Dennis Bowley, whoever he is.
That's a nice comment.
No, you can't shoot him.
Before Cranker lost in playoff final to Norwich, following you got promotion, says Ian Carr.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so two years in a row, he got Middlesbrough. He got that Middlesbrough team in the top 6. You can't. You know, on paper, that Middlesbrough team weren't that much better than what we've got on
Trevor
paper.
Francis got us into the playoffs 4 years on
that
the road, but we didn't go up,
did we? 20 years ago.
It don't mean crap.
But, you know, he got Middlesbrough in the position to get there. We're still in a relegation fight at the moment. Let's face it.
I'm happy. Whoever comes into Birmingham City as the manager, as long as they make them players play, and you know they make them players play, and get the team going in the right direction. I'm not bothered. We need a man manager, and like I said,
and whatever people want to say, you know, the reality is whoever comes in, you know, if they win the first 3 games, then the fans will be on their side. It doesn't matter who it is.
You've got the honeymoon period. The key, as I say, Craig Gardner is the key now going forward. And if Lee Carsley can make that man tick, because he ain't been ticking, he's been like a clock without a flipping pendulum just lately. If he can't tick, a pendulum has a clock, you know. Don't look at me.
Yeah, I know, it's old
I'm trying to write all these euphemisms down.
I'm going to come down with some proper ones this week. Now, I'm saying that if Gardner is your key player, and Lee Carsley has grabbed him by the scruff of the throat, threatened to headbutt him and say, look, you got to play for these players. You could say the same for
Davis as well.
Yeah, and Davis, another Brummie lad who needs to play. Birmingham City has already been built on local players. Paul Tate, I can go back for years. Trevor Francis, well, he was from Plymouth, but we classed him as
a Brummie.
Bobby Latchford, Dave Gallagher. You know, you go back, Gary Pendry. You know, players that used to play with their heart on this, and that's what we're lacking.
Somebody put on the page a minute ago. And I couldn't find it. I lost who it was. On paper, our squad is terrible.
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah.
Sheffield, Josh Clifton. On paper, our squad is awful.
On paper,
Sheffield United.
On paper, it's got to be
Sheffield United are 4th. They've just won the derby. They've gone away to Sheffield Wednesday and won 4-2. You're telling me their squad's better than ours on paper?
Well, what paper
our squad is not awful on paper. You write our players
I
down.
bet that lad still uses the tracing paper toilet paper.
Do you reckon?
That's why it's awful.
Yeah. You can't even see the names
on
it,
paper.
Mick James wants to know who's Dave Gallagher.
It's Joe Gallagher's brother. Actually, Dave got a pad in goal.
Big Dave.
Yeah, Big Dave.
Big Dave Latchford.
Big Dave. Joe. I know, Kevin French. It was Joe Gallagher. I was testing.
Yeah. I know.
Seamless link.
Yeah. Good job we don't play on paper.
Yeah, that's right. You play on paper, we'd be origami, wouldn't we?
Yeah. That was another one I missed. Harry didn't trust Gardner to the job. That's the difference.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the last 3 games of last season, well, the 2 we won, the Huddersfield and Bristol City away, Gardner played both of them, so he trusted him then. So what happened over the summer that these players fell out with Redknapp? Because that's the question. But this is what I said.
The point is, Redknapp wasn't supposed to be the manager this season, was he? It was going to be Steve Cottrell. They had a bit of a fallout. Harry took the job on himself with his 1.7 million a year, as it's reportedly so, and the rest is history. The players related to Steve Cottrell in them last 3 games. I mean, you could just read between the lines what Mr. Pete. I'm getting all these names wrong tonight. Can I just go home now, Chris?
Trevor Latchford.
You know what I mean?
Just an hour and 10 minutes left.
Trevor, what was his name? Trevor
Latchford.
So, oh God, that's it. It's all gone Pete Tong now.
Yeah.
Now, Robbo said himself. They all related to Cottrell at the end of the season. You could see in the videos that was doing. Cottrell was leading the training. Harry was supervising, and the plan was always Harry to go.
That is a bleak outlook for Redknapp.
But
if Steve Cottrell is the one that they're turning to instead of Redknapp, why did we give him the job?
So, you know, when you're at work, do you turn to your manager or do you turn to the bloke in the canteen? You turn to the bloke who's telling you what to do, don't you?
Well,
you know what I mean? And Cottrell was the driving force behind them players. He was the one who was shouting
so
out
why give Redknapp the gig?
Because he got the gig because he is the name, supposedly. Well, it's Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, well... I mean, maybe that's the case then. Maybe the fans took to Redknapp, the players took to Cottrell, and it was never going to work. But
I like the idea of Sam Allardyce, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Stephen Saul said, well, Gardner thought he would play under Harry. Then he brought Ndoye in and played him ahead of Gardner. Yeah, he did.
But he's played Gleeson ahead of Gardner. That's the Reading game. He started Gleeson. Yeah, if that wasn't a kick up Gardner and Davis's backside, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. Harry was the profile and Cottrell was the substance.
And that's why Harry was supposed to go upstairs as the director of football and Cottrell was going to be that coach role. So Harry would still have that profile where the players would come, but Harry was upstairs. Coach Cottrell was doing his job, making the players.
So why did Cottrell not do it?
Because they're not for off. Because Harry took the job. He said, "I'll do it."
But then
I'll bring Kevin Bond in.
So then Cottrell threw his toys out the pram.
Probably did, yeah.
Well,
there's a lot that's gone on at Birmingham City
What?
Football. That's
I
what
don't know
I
why- I
said.
don't know
at
why
the start
people
of the
would want
show.
him then.
We're the new Crossroads. We are the new Birmingham soap opera. Because there's more trials and tribulations at Birmingham. I'm waiting for Benny to come and ask Miss Diane whether he can have his job back.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm 28.
Capo, long time no here. He says the thing about Gardner, he would be happily shut and try and cheer the fans on, but then 10 seconds later let two Derby midfielders pass between them back and forth while he heartedly jogged between them.
I think that means
two.
half-heartedly.
Half-heartedly, yeah, jogged between the two. So.
That's too long of a
There's a lot of
statement,
there's a lot of for Gardner and against Gardner, isn't there?
Listen, I like Craig Gardner. I think in a football team, you need a player that is the catalyst to get everybody else ticking. Someone on there, and I've always
you need
been a
11 of them.
believer. Yeah, but you got one player that will go around and kick the others. And it's always got to be someone local. Stephen Gerrard, Liverpool. He was a Liverpool lad. He was the catalyst of Liverpool, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's Paul Scholes at Man United, another local lad. I know I can't put Craig Gardner in the same league as them two players because he's nowhere near their league, you know. But they're local players who have the club at heart, and that's what we need in that side at the moment. And that's why I think appointing Lee Carsley as the caretaker is a genius. Because he's going to met that he knows what the fans demand.
Only if they get the appointment right afterwards.
That's the key. But are they going to? This is what I go back to my opening point. Lee Carsley said, "No, I don't want the job.
Yeah.
I ain't going to apply for the job."
Yeah.
You telling me in 4 games' time? Because it's not going to be for a good month or so before we get a
No,
manager.
I think I agree with that.
In
Unless we get battered 5-0, 5-0 the next 2 games. Yeah.
But in 4 games' time, and we've got say 2 wins and 2 draws. He ain't going to be not tempted to want that job.
I don't think he will. I genuinely
If the
don't think
fans,
he
like
will.
there was on Saturday, were chanting his name, he's like everybody else. He's got the club at heart, and he's going to think, hang on a minute. I reckon with the team I've got here, Robbo and Williams, we can do something here. You know, maybe then they'll say, well, we'll bring a director of football in above Lee Carsley because he's just, not
Get
the
Harry
experience.
Could get
bring
it.
Barry Fry back.
Yeah.
You know, but no, you can get that director of football in. There's going to be someone out there that we could get in. I mean, there's been Jose Dominguez has applied for the job.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Luis Figo's applied for the job. What is we can start talking about managers. Cranky and Cottrell are the main 2. Steve McLaren, if he becomes Blues manager, I'll never set foot in the place again until he leaves because the Wally and the Brolly has got no place in St Andrews as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Lee Carsley. So you've got three key candidates there: Carsley, Cottrell, and Cranky. Yeah, but of the fancy ones, who do you fancy then? Is it Figo? Is it Dominguez? Are they going to go for that marquee, another Zola type manager?
But again, another Leeds have proved this season. Huddersfield proved last season that sometimes you get someone in who is unknown, an unknown quantity in the division. Nuno at Wolves as well this season. He's doing exactly the same. They got rid of Lambert and got Nuno in, and Wolves fans are screaming blue murder. What does he know about the Championship? And look what's happened to him. So, not necessarily. I think it's a myth. I think it's a myth that you need Championship
But with
experience.
Wolves, don't you think George Mendes has got a lot to do
Well, of
with
course he has.
the difference there?
But Lambert in charge of that team, I bet they wouldn't be where they are.
Let's have a look at Lambert. Right. Let's just quickly have a look at him. He didn't really do it. Apart from his stint at Norwich, what really did he do?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Nothing. He was a failure at B6.
Yeah.
Failure at Wolves. Failure at... Did he manage at Reading for a bit?
I don't remember him being at
I
Reading.
don't think so, no.
Well, he's failure everywhere he went.
Yeah.
He played for Celtic, for God's sake. He's a definite failure.
Okay.
No, that's
Here we go.
it.
I've
Sounds
just opened it up
controversial.
now. I've only up now. Hey, you wanted me to be controversial.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
being it. Let's do this.
But there's at least one Celtic fan online.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's what I
he's
mean.
going to bite. He's going to bite. He's going to bite.
Here we go, man. We beat you something. Anyway.
People are asking about the hat anyway, Paul. What's going on with the hat, man?
Thank you, Mr. Shenton. Great footballer, you know, Steve Shenton.
All right.
Quality footballer.
Okay.
He paid me a tenner to say that. No, he's a good footballer, Steve Shenton.
Blackburn Lambert was that.
This is my Birmingham City design. Look, shall I put it up to the camera? Look, Birmingham City. There you go. Peaky Blinders. It's to take the shine off my head because that light is bright, and I didn't want to blind the viewers. You
bright.
see.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I wore it today.
Just play havoc with.
You can get these in the club shop. They're $9.99.
Oh right, so he's on commission.
The promo code is Smith.
I was going to say he's on commission.
I thought as much.
And I'd expect 10,000 to be bought on Wednesday night.
Dean wants to know who won last week's share prize.
That's coming up at 8 o'clock in
Okay.
exactly
Couple
4
of
minutes
couple of
time.
minutes.
And I've noticed the person who did win is not on yet. So,
Oh,
as was last week.
Yeah, Gregory wasn't
Carl
on,
Hills
was it?
didn't
Yeah.
come on either. So yeah.
yeah.
Pete Taylor says Peaky Blinders meets Panos Pavlakis.
I ain't got his suntan.
Oh, his money.
Oh, no, he ain't got no money, has he?
Ray said he certainly doesn't want McLaren in.
Yeah, I think that's a popular.
I'm going to set up a
a popular
change.org
theory.
petition if they go for Steve McLaren. I tell you, right to Theresa Murray, go to 10 Downing Street.
Tom Ross, he sort of raved about
From
McLaren
a
last
coaching
week.
perspective,
Coaching, yeah. last
You won't
week.
find one person in the game who says he's a bad coach.
Oh no, he was Alex Ferguson's number 2. That but I just don't like him. He's a wally
I think
with a brolly.
I think he's damaged goods. He's got. I think there is that worry now, a bit like Moyes at the moment. I think his reputation in England is damaged goods at the moment. I think
Tim Beaky.
someone's gonna take a real gamble taking them on again.
Oh dear.
Do you want me to announce the winner? Shall I announce the winner?
Go on then.
Come on, Nancy.
Okay, so the winner for last week's share is none other than, I build up here, is Penelope Wood. I haven't got the applause. So
Well done, Penelope.
Congratulations.
There you go. So get in touch with me. I've just invited you on, so get in touch with me and I'll get the prize over to you.
Paul, you're a man in the know. A couple of people have put this on the page, the injury situation. So we've got Jenkinson, Hotter, Adams, really as the main three who are out at the moment. Are we looking at a couple of weeks for Hotter and Adams and a bit longer for Jenkinson?
Jenkinson, I think, shoulder, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jenkinson?
yeah.
I mean,
You're
that's
looking at
normally
months
six
then, aren't
to
you?
8 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, a
with
couple of months,
dislocation?
couple to 3 months. I reckon.
Yotta and Shea, I think, will be back in the next 2 weeks. But again, that weren't down to bad luck. That's down to bad training.
Yeah,
Them hamstring
yeah.
injuries, they're not warming up or
No.
doing the things
Well,
properly.
yeah, because Adams come on. He come off the bench, didn't he? And then he went again. So.
They're not doing. When you have a training session of football, you have a good 20-30 minutes stretching and warming up. They're not doing that. They're going straight into set plays and drills and stuff.
Yeah.
Hence why we was getting the injuries. You don't get three. It's unheard of getting 3 or 4 hamstring injuries in a football team in the space of the week.
And Adams had each leg.
So if you
He
look
did
at
the one leg, and then the week after he did the other one. So
you look at the crisis timeline of Birmingham City when
Crisis?
it was a crisis
Crisis?
because
What
we ended
crisis?
up with second with Brighton at the moment.
yeah.
So all coincide from my last appearance on there when I called out the transfers correctly.
Oh, here we go.
We set up hashtag TTDWDS and then
thanks for
Chris
that.
went and done his fantastic interview with Harry Redknapp and
Where he
Harry
lied
Redknapp
to me.
barefaced
Yeah.
lied to him
Yeah.
and told him he'd signed Diego Maradona.
Yeah,
So
the equivalent of
It was a big
Well,
publicity stunt, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Organised by Paul
He
Smith.
didn't have.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the bloke to run in his. Anyway, so you look at that. There's got to be something happening there from the Burton game when Harry come out and basically lambasted the team. To that we just went from bad to worse. He signed 13 players on transfer deadline day. You'd have thought they'd have gelled at least. Some. It don't happen overnight. You can't bring a player, but
It has at Wolves and it has at Leeds. So
Overnight?
yeah,
It was literally overnight, though, wasn't it?
But they Wolves signed players with a week to go before the start of the season, and the first game of the season they're off, they're flying, and they haven't looked back since. Leeds have done the same. You know, I think there was excuses and they were being used. you look at the other teams in the division, and they've had exactly the same time as Harry has, as Harry did.
Mm.
And these teams with non-fashionable managers, with non-fashionable players, without championship experience, without the time to gel, they are flying.
I'll say this really quick, just so we can gloss over it quick. But Alan Adrian Osmond says you're right, but we'll move on.
Thank you, Alan. Somebody's got sense.
Yeah.
Finally. Joshua Clifton, Wolves signed quality players now. Yeah, they had probably more money than us, and I mean Ruben Neves signing is a different level because he's 15 million plus, but the rest of them aren't, and they're still blending in younger players as well. I think the kid who got their first goal at the weekend against Barnsley is one they've bought through the academy. So they're still. It's not like they've gone out and bought 20 new players. They've bought international players, better players than what they had, but they're also bringing in the younger players as well. And the manager's doing a brilliant job, and the same at Leeds.
I think.
So,
which is why Leeds or Wolves didn't go on a Tuesday, sign 8 players on a Tuesday.
We didn't sign 8 on a Tuesday. We signed 3 on the Tuesday.
On the transfer deadline, we signed 8, didn't we?
Not on deadline day.
How many did we sign then? Do you know?
Come on. So we signed Jota,
Lowe,
and Colin, and
Lewis.
Walsh.
That's more than 2, isn't it?
It's 4.
I thought he was an accountant.
It's 4. I'm not an accountant. I work in accountancy.
Well, your numbers are crap.
Completely different. Not for much longer.
But the thing is, in a 2-day period then, or 3-day period, we signed in excess
and then
of
Boga come in a bit before that. But
so, Wolves and Leeds done all their business in the transfer in the summer.
But
so
I think they brought people in end of August as well.
I don't think Wolves did.
Their main player, Neves, come in pretty early.
Yeah. But the majority of Wolves' business was done pre-season, as was Leeds. Leeds only bought players in because they sold Chris Woods, and they had to bring someone in to replace Chris Woods. But the majority of their players, they didn't make wholesale changes to the side. You got to remember that. Blues did. And someone pointed out quite rightly on here, Barry Fry, it took him 3 to 4 months to get the Blues sorted out when he came in. And we got relegated that season, but he came in at the end of the season. I mean, I was talking about Mark Ward the other day and his super free kick against Stoke. Yeah. And we had Roger Willis. Remember Roger Willis?
Yeah.
And people like that. But they didn't. Roger Willis all of a sudden just scored a goal and he went on a scoring spree, scoring 6 or 7 in 7 games or something like that.
Wasn't it that season we got the treble?
The year after we come up and we done the double, didn't we?
Well, the treble, wasn't it?
Blues could never do a treble. Not even if there was betting with Paddy Power. But, no, it takes time. And Harry really is the wrong age of 70 to get on that training ground and mix it with them. And that was the problem. We everybody was chuffed. I was chuffed. Everybody was chuffed. Harry Redknapp came to Birmingham City. We never ever would have thought a manager like Harry Redknapp
exactly,
come to Birmingham City.
Because we knew what the deadline day would be and things like that. We all fell for it.
We did. Yeah. We did. But he signed the players. He got the players in he wanted. Regardless of what he said, he wanted them players. There was 2 that we never got because we dillied and dallied. But again, I was told that was down to him, Harry, not the agents and David Dean and people like that. It was down to Harry. Kept messing about with their wage demands. Yeah. So you're bringing 8 players. So you cannot compare Birmingham to Wolves or Leeds, I'm afraid. You can't. Wolves and Leeds are doing well because they had a good pre-season, a solid pre-season, and they brought in a couple of extra additions just to tweak that squad. We brought in a whole new squad.
It was literally a whole new squad.
It was. Yeah. You can't do it. So let's move on. Someone's asked about the manager.
We were poor at Ipswich. We weren't very good against Bristol City. Even the only game we won, and that was with the players we got in there.
Argument here. We was poor at Ipswich because we hadn't changed the squad.
We'd bought in the players that Stockdale and Roberts and Dean and
Roberts and Dean.
Ndoye. I meant.
Yeah, we brought 3 players started that game. The majority was the old team from last season that went on a losing streak for 25 matches.
And also won the last 2 games without conceding.
Yeah, well, there you go. But we didn't win the first 3, did we?
But, that's what I'm saying. We won the last 2 games, so Redknapp's under pressure.
I've said this before. You can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
And there's
we weren't a turd the last 2 games of the season.
Listen, it was the euphoria of keeping up. Oh. That was what... Listen...
They've still got to go out and play.
I can remember being at Blues, and we had to beat Charlton on the last game of the season, and we had Paul Molden. Charlton were flying.
I'll lean back.
It was only threatening.
Right, Andy Saville was playing for us. Paul Molden, they play the ball through. He runs through in front of the old Tilton and the Cop, rounds the keeper and puts the ball in the net. We win 1-0 and stop up by the skin of our teeth. I could name you millions of games where Blues, all of a sudden, at the last few games of the season, have turned it to stay up. That's Birmingham City Football Club, mate.
Dennis Bohemia says Nick Spall is right not being there tonight.
He's right.
He's
right not being there.
You can't compare us because our squad is miles apart. Forget gelling players just aren't good enough.
Let me go back to my point then. That's why Carsley's there, because he's going to grab them by the scruff of the neck and drag them to play. Make them play, because he's a brummie and he knows what them supporters in them terraces demand, and that's what we need. And Lee Carsley will earn his right to become the manager of Birmingham City Football Club. He doesn't have to put an application form in to what's his name, Ding Dong or David Dean. All he's got to do is prove that he is a Birmingham City manager, and that's all he's got to do. The fans will back him. Because we wouldn't dare. He's one of us.
I'm getting the blame now, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Chris. Hey, go on. You say all my pals are on now. You've had it now, Mr.
I've lost it. Well,
Okay, so we get to keepers. Stockdale.
He's injured, isn't he?
Oh, Cusack.
Is it a fractured wrist?
Yeah.
So that's going to be a couple of weeks, isn't it? I think.
The thing is, you got Cusack, who's probably the second best championship keeper last year.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. At the end of the day, everyone's saying all this conspiracy theory. Apparently, he's gone to work for North Korea, Stockdale. It's that conspiracy theory. But listen, the guy's got
job
injured.
For some.
You know, the guy's got injured. We've just got to move on. And Cusack's coming. He pulled off one of the best saves ever on Saturday. He did that stop he made
from the curling shot. Yeah.
The guy's quality, and I haven't got a problem. Connor Truman, the lad they brought in as a result, he's a quality goalkeeper and all. You know, we've always been blessed. We've always been blessed at Birmingham City with good goalkeepers. Yeah, always.
If the Wally with the Brolly takes over, I for one will give my season ticket back. Says Wayne.
Will you though?
You won't.
Actually, Wayne, will you give your season ticket back if McLaren get it?
I can remember.
You would actually go. You would actually go back.
Mr. 28
you'd actually go to the. You would go to the ticket office and say, "There's my season ticket."
Do you want me to show you the
can pass
WhatsApp
that on to
message
someone
from the
else?
CEO saying, "If you sign McLaren, that's it. Me and you are done." I'll show you it now if you want me to. Because I'll tell you something now.
That's ridiculous.
No, it isn't. Because I care about my football club, and I don't want some donut who stands at Wembley with a brolly over his head in the rain, who couldn't manage a piss up in a brewery, excuse my French.
Whoa!
There, Chris.
I've just got the...
Cut that.
Yeah. Who couldn't he might be a great tactician. He's not a manager. There's a difference. Brian Kidd was a great assistant, but never a great manager. Peter Taylor with Brian Clough, great assistant, never a great manager. He failed. These people fail as the number one, the good number twos. And it's a big step up from number 2 to number 1. I don't want McLaren at the club. Simple as that. End of. If you want to look at the managers, Kevin Kelly.
Listen, I would agree with you. I don't want McLaren as the manager. But if you're saying I would not go down, well, to watch or to work or whatever, I would not go down if he's the manager.
I'm talking about Birmingham City here.
It's madness.
7,000 people stopped watching Blues last year because Zola took over. So don't tell me.
And that was results. That was results. They weren't. You wouldn't even give Zola a chance.
No, that was results.
Nearly sold out of the Brighton game, his first game.
Yeah.
Nearly sold that out, and it was on the telly.
Do you know why we nearly sold out? Because if you bought your Ipswich ticket, you got your Brighton ticket free. That's why.
But there was 11,000 at Ipswich the night Rowett got sacked. Whoa! I was there. We were working, and we were told there's only going to be 7,000 people in the ground for the Ipswich game.
Paul, Tom O'Sullivan says it's directed at you, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Says, what happened to getting behind the manager? I'm sure you said that about 10 minutes ago.
Well said. I will quote you. We'll go back. I will back whoever is in charge of Birmingham City. That's what you said.
Apart from Steve McLaren. I'll back Mr. Blobby.
Have you got a backtrack?
No, I'm not going to backtrack anything. I do not want Steve McLaren. Simple as. But if he was the manager, you got to back him in, yeah. But I wouldn't. And I've been there when blokes have run on the pitch and handed the season tickets into the manager and said, "Yeah, mate, you're crap. Have this." Oh, Chris, I swear to God, when Dave McCoy was manager of the Blues, we was that bugger. Two lads run on from the cop and giving me season ticket and says, "Yeah."
Well, I've got a complaint about the stewarding there. That's not very good stewarding, is it?
Well, the stewarding back in the early 90s weren't stewards, mate.
They're not the stewards now.
Another name that might get a few people's names.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've seen it managed a couple of times.
I wonder what Paul's going to say to that name.
Go on then.
McLeish.
Definitely silence.
No.
I'm just reading this Alan Adrian Osborne saying I ain't got a clue. What haven't I got a clue about?
Alan. Alan's been with me all night.
Is he on your side?
I like Alan.
Is that Nick Spall in disguise?
I've gone from agreeing 100% to laughing now. Same old Smithy.
Same old Smithy. What?
Phil Breakwell.
You know what?
You know what? Let's take a breather. Phil Breakwell. Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, yeah.
Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe.
Why would he leave Bournemouth to come and manage a basket case like us?
Yeah.
Why would anybody leave anywhere?
Well, you know, if you're out of a job, you know, a chance to manage a championship side is a very good proposition. But Eddie Howe's not going to leave Bournemouth to come to us.
I haven't got a clue about football, apparently.
Who says that?
Your mate,
Alan.
the Osborne.
Oh, Alan.
I'm sure he's with Ozzy because he's off his face.
Come on, Alan. Let's not be mean.
I ain't got a clue about football.
Stephen Saul says, no to McLeish. Okay.
It's an interesting one.
Nah.
And why are we even entertaining the idea of any other manager than Carsley? Well, because basically
he said he doesn't want the job, and as much as Paul might be right, and he's playing a little game saying I'm not going to say I want it, even though I'll happily have it if they offer it me. Yeah. We've got to take him for his word as it stands, and he's said that he does not want that job. So you say, okay, well we've got to look elsewhere then at the moment. As fans, maybe the board are thinking differently, but as fans, you've got to say, okay, the guy who's in there at the moment that says he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
So let's have a think who else is
Is
around.
it reverse psychology, as I said at the top of the show? Is he just saying that because he wants to earn the right to be the man? He wants the supporters basically begging him to be the manager because they've gone on this fantastic run. He's turned the players round. They're all fighting. They're all playing for him. All the playing staff want him at the club. That's what it's about.
But if he's as blues as you suggest, then surely he comes out and says, yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah. But why? Because you know the pressure of being Birmingham City Football Club. Managing Birmingham City is not like any other club. The pressure of Birmingham.
No,
I'll tell you what.
That's not true.
I think so. We are the most unsuccessful football team there ever was, but we've got the most.
More pressure than Newcastle.
Yeah.
We haven't won a thing in 50 years and get home for attendances of 55,000 a week.
Definitely.
More pressure at Blues than there is at Newcastle.
Yeah, because we've got 55,000 keyboard warriors every week.
you ain't got to see keyboard warriors every week.
No, but you got to
leave the ground.
It's all about social media nowadays, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Alan says Alex coming back.
Your mate,
great.
I don't know enough about football, and he said Alex McLeish would be great coming back. Oh my God! And I don't know anything about football.
And again on Carsley, would he not stay till after Christmas when a few more managers might become available?
Well, listen, that's the option. Is he happy doing that though? You know, because you might as well give him a 3-month contract and say, all right, he's manager. You know. But,
for 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a short-term contract.
Yeah. Give it until Christmas, and we'll assess the situation again in Christmas. Yeah. But you know, I think you've just got to. I don't particularly like the take it game by game as well. You know, because if we do lose 5-0 tomorrow, then all of a sudden everybody's saying, well, it's not going to be Carsley, is it?
It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
But you know, so it's a difficult one. We haven't been in this situation the last 2 times because when Rowett got sacked, they got Zola in straight away, and when Zola got sacked, they got Redknapp in straight away. So this is the first time in since Clark that actually we're playing football games without a manager.
I've got to calm down now. I've got Chris. Can you get them calms tablets for me?
Yeah, I have actually
just
got
got to
some
calm
extra.
down for a bit. Apparently.
Brett says, Mr. Fun, have your son Big Ek. I think you might take him back.
We're trying to calm Paul down. Well, listen. Tom Ross said last week, if you read his book, there's a bit in there where Peter Pano is sitting with him during a game, and he says, "McLeish is out. We got Allardyce. It's all sorted. McLeish is going." You know, now McLeish left us. He committed the cardinal sin, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know, we get relegated, and 3 weeks later he jumped ship to go to B6. Now, from that point on, for a lot of Blues fans, that's it. You know, he's gone. He's history forever.
Yeah.
But sometimes you know we're in a situation where we're struggling at the bottom end of the championship, and sometimes you have to say, you know, beggars can't be choosers, and can we be as picky as to turn down somebody who, at the end of the day, won a cup for us and took us to our best Premier League finish?
Yep, 9th, was it? 9th?
You know, and he built from the back, which is what we're probably looking at doing now. I know it's an unpopular opinion, and it is an unpopular opinion.
You can't fault Alex McLeish's time at Blues, but all I can remember is every message board, boring Blues, chanting in the stands, 4-4-2, 4-4-2.
Would you rather have been there now or where we are now?
I will say to this day, right, what got Blues relegated from the Premier League was Scott Dann getting injured at West Ham.
Or West Ham,
in
wherever
the semi-final
it
of the Cup. If Scott Dann hadn't have got injured, we'd never have gone down.
Yeah, I 100%
and that weren't Alex
agree with
McLeish's
that.
fault.
No.
And what happened behind the scenes is, look, you know what happened. Carson Young got
And,
done
well,
for taking his clothes to
We'll go back to
Cotton.
Gardner.
You know what I mean?
We'll go back to Gardner. He got sent off against Wolves, was it? And missed. He got sent off against Wolves with 2 games to go, and he missed Fulham at home, which is a massively winnable game, and he was banned for that. So that was another one. We could have won. We could have won at beat Fulham at home. I think there was a couple of injuries to that as well, and Gardner was suspended.
I think the Scott Dann thing was the catalyst of it all, though, wasn't it? I mean, you know, you look at it. I haven't got nothing bad to say about Alex McLeish other than that he'd done the dirty on us, but I think he was pushed more than, and he got offered double his wages, and you know. But again, why go back? Never go back. Always go forward. Alex McLeish is not the man for Blues now. I'm afraid. I'm sorry, he isn't.
I want Karanka, so I agree. I wouldn't.
Listen,
my first
like
choice
Karanka.
would not be him.
I'm here to add a bit of controversy and have
It's
a bit of
going
fun.
well.
You know
It's
what I
going
mean?
well.
That's what I'm here for. I'm a Blues fan. I'm passionate about the club.
A couple of
like
people.
Everybody else.
A couple of people have said this. Who Neil? And that is reference to Neil Monaghan saying the club have already agreed the new manager, just waiting for his club to replace him.
Who then?
I would like to know also who that is.
Because that rules
If
out
Neil
Mr.
Monaghan,
McLaren.
well,
that rules out Mr. Cottrell.
that rules out somebody
That
that's in
means
a
that-
job. It rules out Karanka.
So
it's somebody who's in a job. So if Neil wouldn't mind sharing, give us a Tilton Talk exclusive.
yeah, come on. Hashtag till exclusive. Worldwide prestige, wasn't it? Prestige worldwide.
It was massive, yeah. A couple of people are saying Alex Neil from Preston.
Yeah,
He just left it. He went there in the summer.
Darren says he agrees with Smith. They never go back, move forward.
I wouldn't want. Again, Alex Neil is not the one for us, I don't think.
And Gregory says, would you have your missus back? Well, there you go.
Which one?
Yeah, 'cause I'd watch it. My daughter's sitting there. She beat me.
Brian Johnson says Exeter manager. That's Paul Tisdale, isn't it? Oh, I like Paul Tisdale, but he's been at Exeter for nearly 10 years now, and he hasn't done.
Right, let
He hasn't
we're
broken.
We're overthinking this. Let's look at TTA.
What about Chris Wilder?
Let's have a look at TTA and who we've had as managers since they've been in charge. You've had Zola, and you've had Redknapp.
Yeah, I can't see it being a lower league manager.
Are
Absolutely.
we going to go for somebody in
League
League
One or
Two,
so?
League
No.
One, or even the Championship?
Probably not. No. Not with their
Are
track
we
record.
going to go for somebody like Patrick Vieira,
Put it in.
Possible.
Luis Figo, who has got connections to China? Let's say this. I'm being totally honest now. I'm not winding anybody up. I promise you. So Patrick Vieira, Luis Figo. Are you going to go for Steve McLaren? No, it's not going to happen because he won't fit into their.
And you've already told the CEO that you're going to fall out with him, so he ain't going to hire him, is he?
Yeah, that's right. Whatever I say goes. Look, Luis Figo. So you've got Jose Dominguez. I mean, are you going to go for? They're going to want somebody who's a name. They're a business at the end of the day, and what they want, they can bring in a marquee front name, and what they believe with their expert advisory committee of David Dean and what's the other guy? Vertree, is it?
Jeff Vettori.
Yeah,
it's Darren Dean, isn't it?
Darren, I'm calling David his dad, isn't he?
Yeah, David was at Arsenal.
If David Dean was giving him advice, then we'd be all right. But
Stuart Kindred says he's apparently said it a couple of times. Kike Sanchez Flores, who was at Watford and is now, I think I'm right in saying, doing a very good job at Espanyol at the moment in La Liga. Yeah. That wouldn't be a terrible shout.
Okay, so let's just get to the crux of the matter. Is TTA
Gus Poyet?
Yeah, Gus Poyet is another name.
Just left Chinese job.
Why not Hullet?
Well, Poyet.
Poyet.
I'm saying Poyet because he was managing a Chinese club and he's just left.
Someone mentioned somebody on here earlier, and I can't believe he's not in any of the betting charts, and that's Glenn Hoddle. No. Technically,
you say you don't go back.
Technically, but he ain't going back. He's never been to the Blues.
Well, no, but he ain't been anywhere in 20 years.
Yeah, but technically, he's probably one of the best managers there is. Whether he is mentally, that's another thing. But let's not. I don't want to start another
game so long. Yeah.
So, for me, the manager I would, if you was going to go Championship level or League Two, and you was going to go after a manager at another club, there's one manager who loves Blues and would be a great for Blues, and that's Neil Warnock.
Oh my goodness!
There you go. I've said it.
It's time for Smithy to go. I think
Neil Warnock. You cannot slate. If anyone comes on here and slates Neil Warnock, you tell me where your justification is of it.
Q slagging.
Yeah.
Come on, justify why Neil Warnock could
people,
not be
sort it out.
The Blues manager.
Benji Smith, Hoddle, it's 2016, not 1996.
Yeah. I just asked the question. You're probably right, but I've got another controversy there.
Nah, Chris Wilder. If you go in Championship below, Chris Wilder is the man. He was successful at Northampton and he's doing wonders at Sheffield United.
Neil Warnock.
Nah.
Bloopy's just giving you a red card, I'm afraid.
Red card. Warnock, I'm done. Pete Taylor, you are on drugs. Stuart McDonald. Oh my God, my mate Alan Osborne.
No chance.
Oh no, Tony Grogan. I said Warnock last week.
Oh no, you've got a friend.
No.
Come on,
you've got a friend.
Hashtag Warnock.
You've got a friend.
Hashtag Warnock out before he's even
Listen,
in.
at the end of the day, in all seriousness, I threw that in there just to give a bit of a shout.
No, you meant it really.
No, I didn't. I like Neil Warnock. I think he's great. He always speaks highly of Birmingham City Football Club. He loves the club.
So
and when the Italian guy Palladini, he was going to be the manager. When Palladini, he was the next manager. But at the end of the day, let's look at TTA as we just did. TTA are not going to bring in any. They're going to bring in a name.
I think I agree. They're not going to be sensible about it.
I think you'll find someone like Cottrell will be at Blues as a technical, as a coach, and then you're going to have someone like Luis Figo, Patrick Vieira, someone who's going to come in as a football director. There you go.
Hashtag flat cap out.
Taxi for Peaky.
Hashtag taxi for Peaky. Hashtag Wilder, Benji Smith.
Yeah,
can we talk about Ian Holloway getting the job? Well, I'll talk about Ian Holloway getting the job in the same breath as Neil Warnock getting the job. Definitely not for me.
Listen, I'm going to make a point now. Neil Warnock, aren't we not a better club? People have been going on about managers that Alex O'Neill, are we not a better club? Come on. What has Alex O'Neill done? Neil Warnock's got a proven track record.
Are we a better club?
Yeah, but that's the point. What I'm saying is, it's
all
right.
Are we a better proposition than Preston, Chris, right now?
It's all right for fans to come on here and name names like, who was the naming earlier? We've had McLaren. We've had Cranky, who's a good manager, by the way.
Yeah.
We've had, who else have we had on there? Oh God, I've seen loads of names on here, managers who would never even entertain. But as soon as I mention Neil Warnock, oh my God, it goes mental. We're a better club. Neil
Warnock, Holloway, Allardyce all had their day, says Ray.
There you go.
Graham Potter, Ian Card says he's the one in.
Let's bring back Gary Pendry if we're going to go silly. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
silly, though?
what is the problem? Listen, Neil Warnock ain't going to come to Blues. I just threw the name in there just to have a bit of debate. But you know, people are putting Nigel Clough up there, Alex O'Neill. What have they done? Alex O'Neill he's put there. I've just read.
Yeah, I think he's put who is Alex O'Neill. Yeah.
You know,
the Tinkerman.
Someone put Loudrup. What's Loudrup done? Nothing.
No.
So if you can talk all you like, TTA are going to bring someone in who's a big name apparently, and then they're going to bring in a coach underneath him. But they're not going to fail for a third time. They're not. I'll tell you that now.
Carl
third
says
time lucky.
Neil Warnock for me. I mean, as a golfer. Hashtag beard out. Oh, dear.
Just for men.
Dean Smith from Mark Protty.
Frank de Boer.
That would be ironic, wouldn't it, if we signed all of Brentford's players on deadline day and then we go and steal their manager as well?
Who's a big Villa fan?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's unlikely, I think.
Frank de Boer, no. Martin O'Neill. That would cause a bit of controversy. That's worse than me saying blooming Neil Warnock.
Yeah, Martin O'Neill's bad. Why is Graham Potter a bad move? That's in card. I don't think it's certainly not a worse move than some of the other suggestions. Is Graham Potter the one in Sweden?
Yes,
he is. At the moment, who's doing an excellent job at the moment.
I think it's about third,
and
about third tier, I think so.
Did he used to play for
TTA don't own the club. You may be right there, and that's a discussion for
whether they own it or they're holding it for someone who's.
I think I have said this, and I think I said this the last time.
Yeah.
Give that Ross. There's no way I am a dirty B6. No way on this earth.
Must be.
No.
Ever.
Who said that?
Unless it's Dean Smith's a dirty. I might have gotten the wrong mistake there. I think Ross is on about Dean Smith.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
I apologise. I got a bit emotional then.
Lee Johnson at Bristol?
No, I don't think so. Oh,
Mark
Benji,
Sampson.
what have you done?
Hey.
Boo! Don't bring that name into it. That's too controversial.
I joke. He did put a winky face.
Yeah, I think he knew.
Is there any news on the women's this week?
Well, I travelled down to
subject.
I travelled down to Arsenal yesterday. Where the first league game of the season. First half not great, didn't play very well, but we took the lead and then conceded, so it was 1-1 at half time. And then we took the lead with about half an hour to go. And then with 15 minutes left, Ellen White, who'd got the first two goals, was clear through and was taken down. So Arsenal were down to 10. But the referee, the standard of refereeing in the women's, it's the women's top league, and the standard of refereeing is appalling. There was one occasion with about 5 minutes left, Ellen White was given offside. The blue striker was given offside, and the referee allowed the free kick to be taken 10 yards inside our half. The officiating is horrendous. We conceded with about 5 minutes left to make it 2-2, and then the referee gave an absolutely shocking handball decision. Gave Arsenal a penalty in the last minute, so we lost 3-2, unfortunately.
So 2-2 would have been a good...
2-2 would have been a cracking... away at Arsenal. I think Arsenal ended the pitch with 5 international strikers on the pitch and Jordan Nobbs,
so
they're ridiculous options they had on the pitch. But unfortunately we couldn't hold on, and the refereeing decision to give the penalty was an absolute shocker.
Robert Plaster wants to know, are they female officials just out of interest?
It varies. There's sometimes male, sometimes female. This one was a female. But the standard overall is just, it's really, really poor, and it showed again yesterday. Unfortunately, I spoke with with Mark Skinner, the manager, afterwards, and he was equally as disappointed that we couldn't hold on. You know, mostly with the penalty decision. But unfortunately, so we go again, and you know there were positives to take from it. Ellen White's 2 goals, she took them both really, really well, and she held the line, held the ball up really well, and so we go to Everton at home on Sunday. It's the second game, so hopefully a better result
for
that one.
Switching it round is going to increase crowds, or?
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
No, I think it's actually going to reduce them, if anything.
I do, yeah.
I don't think you'll get many people interested in it on a cold Sunday in November to go and watch, compared to a July afternoon. But there you go.
There we go. Good
Okay.
old ladies.
So a few more names come in for the. We've got
just-
Tom Ross, the manager, Kevin Phillips, Graham Potter, and what does Sam Hubert's dad think of the ladies' team? I think that's.
So yeah, let's
I think that's.
Let's be serious now. We're doing news at 10. Here's the
Go on then. Okay.
Kevin asked, who do we really think? Myself and Mr. Fun here, who are 2 serious candidates. For me, I think it's going to be Cranky is the favourite.
Yeah.
And an outside bet would be Alan Pardew. That's my 2. Not saying they're my favourites. Cranky, I think he's going to be the man, and I think he'll do a good job for us. There's 2 other names that your Cottrell's always going to be there, and the outside bet would be, and don't shoot the messenger, I think the outside bet would be Ryan Giggs, because he's the name TTA. I did see his name pop up, but
yeah,
I'm being serious now. I'm not doing the wind up stuff now. I'm being serious. So, you know, Cranky, I think is the hot favourite. Cottrell, Pardew, and Ryan Giggs in that. Who would yours be, Chris?
What I think or what I want. I think Karanka's probably in both categories. I'd be happy with Karanka, and I think he's probably got a shout. Somebody's put Gerald Butler's put, if Tom Ross was right last week, no one at Blues knew anything about Redknapp coming in, so the betting means little. It meant little then. It could be the same again. You know, like Paul said, it could be somebody completely out of the blue that nobody's expecting. The fact that they're taking their time over it would suggest it's not going to be someone like that.
Well, the board,
they haven't already decided to do it.
Weekend.
Yeah,
so,
you know, the last 2 have been, they clearly already knew who they wanted to replace the manager. It's different this time. I think they just realised that it wasn't working with Redknapp and they were going to have to change it. So yeah,
it's going to be a big name, I think, isn't it?
It's going to be
guaranteed.
History suggests yes.
Yeah.
If you just, as I said, you know, take the Warnocks and everything out of the picture. Let's just be serious for a second. TTA, whether they own the club or they don't, I think I agree that.
Oh, hold on, I've got to stop you there, Paul. Sorry, Neil Monaghan's come back. Okay, our new manager works at a Premier League club. Mark my words.
He's in the know.
Neil is in the know.
Is he?
And he's saying that it's somebody who's currently working at a Premier League club.
Well,
so shall we do it then?
Yeah.
Who's Giggs?
Ryan Giggs, he still works at Man United.
Is he still working there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we go through the managers,
I don't think it's a manager. You look at them Premier League managers. Who's going to leave them Premier League clubs, even down to bottom of the league? Because you ain't going to get Roy Hodgson, who's only just come in. So Eddie out.
Thank God.
Eddie out. No.
Can we just say what a wonderful job Roy Hodgson's doing at Palace at the moment?
David Wagner's not going to come
win
to
the
Blues. Huddersfield.
Oh, that's all right.
Craig Shakespeare's not going to come to Blues.
No.
So forget being a manager. The Ryan Giggs thing, it stacks up, doesn't it?
David Wagner,
No. What's he going to leave Huddersfield for to come to Blues?
with the start they've had.
Yeah.
Well, that's that. Do you know what? Ray Hayward's put something there that I mentioned a couple. I think I mentioned it last week. Wouldn't surprise me if another. Well, I think they won yesterday, didn't they? But if they have a couple of dodgy results, it wouldn't surprise me if they've got rid of Houghton, and there's an option.
But we're going back again.
Yeah.
But he was an excellent manager. He was, you know. He didn't leave under a cloud. He left for better things. He left for a Premier League club at the time.
We've predicted who our manager. I think we move on to Wednesday's game now
Okay,
against the Wednesday.
Okay.
What time we got? Oh,
25 left.
so
Plenty of time.
I think Sheffield Wednesday is a funny club, aren't they? In the fact that we either seem to grab a result from nowhere, or get mullered. There's no in between.
Yeah, we normally get mullered at their place.
Bogey team, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we normally get mullered at Hillsborough.
Made his debut to go and actually we beat 4-1, didn't we? I think that's probably the best time. But myself, Wednesday, I think is going to be a 1-0 win for Blues, and I think the crowd, the atmosphere is the key for Wednesday night. I think the atmosphere at St Andrews on Wednesday is the key to the Blues.
Well, Carsley's already come out and said
I tweeted today.
He wants it to be
the gaffer's
vicious.
spoken. Let's get behind it.
He wants it to be horrible.
We need that Blackpool atmosphere from the playoff final. Remember the atmosphere at St Andrews in the playoff final, or the Villa atmosphere,
last season,
or
West Ham
Bruges
last season,
the Bruges atmosphere, Huddersfield last season. You know, Ipswich in the Worthington Cup semi-final.
You ain't gonna get that. You ain't gonna get
That's
anything
the atmosphere.
like that.
You want
That's
a
what we
white
want.
hot atmosphere.
But there aren't any clubs that have that atmosphere every week.
No, you
You
don't.
know,
It's one. We keep talking about Ipswich in the cup because it's such a one-off. Do you know what I mean? You don't get that every week.
No.
Well, I remember Leeds in the semi-final when Barry Fraud, the atmosphere then. I mean, we got what's his name? McAllister had a golf ball chucked at his head and all sorts. I'm not condoning that, but that was the sort of atmosphere.
Please leave your golf balls at home.
That's the
Do you know what I think
intimidating.
atmosphere boils down to, and why we had such good atmospheres then? Beer was cheaper.
It's not about it. You know what it was? We had players who put their foot in and get the crowd going. You only need a dodgy decision by the referee or a hard tackle to go in. That's why Robbie Savage was great at the Blues, because he was the sort of player that would get the fans standing and getting behind the team. Because you need someone.
But what you also don't want. What you also don't want is to be down to 9 men after half hour.
How many times did Robbie Savage get sent off?
Yeah, but how many times did Robbie Savage get sent off? 0 times, but that's 15 years ago that Savage was at Blues now. You can't tackle anymore. You can't tackle like that anymore. The game's changed.
You can't breathe on people.
You cannot go into people like that anymore.
We're not in the Premier League. We're in the Championship.
Still
the hard tackles still going in the Championship. You know, you need that bit of steel in midfield. You need that guy who's going to come in and go bang and hit him and get the crowd going. You know, someone who's going to run 20 yards, win the ball, get up, lose the ball, running another 20 yards, bang. That's how you get the crowd going. Passion.
I'll tell you how you get the crowd going. You have good players playing good football and you win games.
This ain't FIFA. This is real life.
It doesn't need to be FIFA.
Doesn't need to be FIFA. You've got a computer-generated crowd.
Who's Wolves' midfield
but their fans
battler?
don't get behind their team.
What?
The Dingles don't get behind their team at all. It is pretty quiet.
At Molineux.
St Andrews is renowned for being loud, and the reason it doesn't matter, Chris. When it needs to be, it is. We've had a lot of doom and gloom at the Blues. It's not like when we was going down in the early 80s and 90s, where you just went down for the crack.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you had a laugh. And that's why the atmosphere was great. 6,000 sounded like 60,000 down there.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But now, we've been spoilt. The modern day Blues fan, and I'll say this, has been spoilt through a lot of years in the Premier League. The modern day Blues fan has seen success down the Blues. I've seen us get beat by Altrincham and Kidderminster in the FA Cup.
Yeah. 6,000.
You know, seen us go to Chester City on a Wednesday night and get beat 4-0. Yeah. So you can't.
But we loved it.
We still went. We still took 2,500 away everywhere with us in the 3rd division.
Yeah.
But
it was only threats on the coach then, though.
You know, but regardless of the price, Chris, you went because you loved it. The problem we got now
is this away or home?
Away and at home we got done. You know, I mean, we went to Blackpool and got beat, but something else happened at Blackpool that day. But we won't talk about that. But the modern day Blues fan has seen too much Premier League football to know the tradition of being a Birmingham City supporter. Yeah. And people are going to come on and say, "Oh, he's talking rubbish again." And Kevin, you've hit the nail on the head. That's what I'm trying to say. Passion on the pitch is what creates the atmosphere.
Winning creates the atmosphere.
Listen,
winning games creates the atmosphere.
Chris, you are a modern day Blues fan who is used to Premier League football. And Birmingham City Football Club.
I started going before they got promoted.
Yeah. And
The very first time.
Was you going there when Dave Mackay was the manager?
No, of course.
Or Teddy Cooper?
I don't think he was
Or Lou Macari?
I don't think so, no.
Or, them type of...
But that's gone.
No,
That's
but
gone.
what I'm trying to explain to you is...
We'll have Tom Ross back in
Yeah.
and explain
Listen,
how the game's
what
gone
I'm trying
if you want to go along that.
I'm trying to explain to you is Blues fans, the modern day Blues fan is spoilt, and that's why they don't know how to get behind their team.
I don't just think it's Blues.
They don't
it's
know.
every football.
No.
You name me a
I
team
don't
with
care.
a good atmosphere
I
at
do
home.
not give a rat's monkeys
Careful,
whatever
careful.
about any other football club other than Birmingham City Football
But you
Club
can't.
and their fans.
But this club isn't going to be the only club in the world,
this is the
in the country, to have a decent
Yeah, but
home
this is the
atmosphere.
Tilton Talk show, and we talk about Birmingham City. So I don't care about Newcastle, Sunderland, B6, Leicester, Preston, Derby, anyone. I'm talking about Birmingham City and their fans. And their fans, right, our fans, Birmingham City football fans, have forgotten that we back the team when we're crap. It's as simple as that. And years ago, Birmingham didn't need drums like they make at other things and horns and stuff. You had a whistle and a foghorn, and then you all went mental. You know what I mean? You had a laugh about a pie or something. You know, the atmosphere.
Nothing wrong with the
we had the
pies.
Sauce Force who used to come
Don't
out with
talk
some
about
of
the pies.
brilliant songs. We've lost all that now. Even the Block 11 fans have gone into retirement. They used to come out with some great songs.
David Tolley, at least at last peak, he is talking some sense.
Yeah, because I'm talking about something I care about now, and that's the supporters. You know what I mean? So, I
don't think those days.
Birmingham City fans
gone.
They're
nowadays.
gone, those days are
But we can bring them back.
No,
It's up
well,
to
no.
us, the generation. You can't keep saying no, it's gone.
It's-
Them
they're
days
just
are gone.
different people.
Let's sail off on a sunset together. We're Birmingham City Football Club. We are the most detested city in the country. We've not got the fans that like anyone likes us as fans. So stuff them. Let's get behind our team. Win, lose or draw. As long as them players put the passion on the pitch and give 110%, we will back them. But the problem we've got is modern day Birmingham City supporters want to see, we've got to win to support the team. No, you ain't. You've got to get behind that team when we're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go and they're battling. That's how you get behind, and that's when you become the 12th man. And if you don't want to be the 12th man, then the game's gone. Tom, the game's gone.
The game has gone.
Passion.
Benji Smith, and I thought he was calming down.
Nah.
Steve Tarbuck, Mr. Fun, get a grip, son, through thick and thin. Absolutely through thick. I'm not saying I'm not supporting them. I'm not saying don't get behind the team. I would love to see. I would love to see the Ipswich atmosphere and the Villa atmosphere from last year, every single home game. I'm just more realistic. And like I said, I've seen people going into the ground who asked me to take a photo of them in front of the Tilton, and they've got Liverpool badges on their on their phone, and West Ham badges and everything. It's not 1980 anymore. People go into football.
No.
People go into football predominantly for an entertainment now.
Well, I'm telling you, by order of the Peaky Blinders,
Tommy,
because I've seen my mate Tommy behind me now with his gun. Listen, forget this modern day thing. We have got to get behind our team. The gaffer has made a statement, and he's the first manager I've seen do that in a long time. Get behind that team. It don't matter if we lose 3-0 on Wednesday night. Let's get behind the team and show them that we care about our side. Because I, for one, will be singing my head off on Wednesday night. That's for certain.
Until you get told to sit down.
No one tells me to sit down. What would they going to tell me to sit down for? Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm supporting my side. If they're going to tell me to sit down, they need to tell all the away end to sit down then, don't they?
Yeah.
Simple.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I think it's as long as it's not naughty.
I think it's a bit hypocritical of the club to allow the Block 4 to be there. And do what they do, and then the stewards ask them to sit down.
Let's talk about Black 4 for a second, right? The lads in Black 4 have got all the right intentions. They're just going about it the wrong way. Because what they need to do is they need to get everybody in that block on their side, and them getting letters isn't...
What, the actual block or Tilton?
The Tilton Alliance lads.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
The problem they've got is the club will not accommodate them in any way. They'll stick them at the front of Tilton. I know this.
We know
first.
that. We know it
Chris.
from
So what you got to
years
do
ago,
is you got to work around it, and you need to encourage everybody around you. So work with the people around you. Don't stand up and antagonise them and do their heads in. You know what I mean? Work with them. You got to get the crowd going. You know, get the atmosphere going. Keep it going.
Can I wind you up?
Go on.
Josh Clifton says, "Get behind the team no matter what. But if McLaren comes, you won't go back."
You're right, but I'll still be getting behind the team.
It was a really lovely, passionate speech.
You know what I'll do?
But if McLaren comes, you won't be there.
Just for Josh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to climb up to the top of the tower, the floodlight, and I'll stand there, and I ain't in the ground, then I'm at the top of it, and I'll just get a gun and shoot McLaren, that'll do. Then he won't be a manager, will he? Zulu's gonna get you. That's what they'd always sing, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Dean Williams says we need to take a megaphone like they do abroad. Or that
Why?
That would do it.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Megaphones.
When I went to Real Madrid, they got it.
Yeah.
They got it in their ultras bit, which was behind the goal, and the one guy with the megaphone. And it definitely helped. It's created a good atmosphere.
I don't need a megaphone. I got my voice. They don't need a megaphone.
But there isn't anything better than every single person in the ground singing "Keep Right On" in unison. There isn't anything better than that.
Singing it slow.
Slow or fast. There's nothing better.
And you know what's killed Kira on? Not having the la la la's in.
No, that's right.
That,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just a name drop. I spoke to Panos, and he says that the one thing he loved down the blues was the slow version of Keep Right On.
It makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand
Yeah,
on
it
those.
does.
And you know the Beatles blues.
Yeah.
You know, like Hey Jude.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Sing it slow, sing it with
in the old
passion.
days, right? This is one thing that gets me going as well. When we used to have a corner, everyone used to go, "Come on, you blood,"
Yeah.
and it used to echo around the ground. We don't even do that anymore.
And when the opposition took a corner,
Booing them, hissing them, and everything.
Yeah.
But
It was horrible.
that used to make you go,
Scared a lot.
"Come on!" I mean, we played Brentford the year we got promoted. Liam Dyche scored. And Kevin Francis when we won the double, and we had a corner in the Tilton, and the ground was rocking to "Come On You Blues," and Dicey scored off the corner. It was like the Tilton sucked the ball into the net. It was. You've got to do that. "Come On
They
You
didn't
Blues."
though, did they?
Alex Ferguson, he once said it was one of the most feared
He loves
places.
it. He loves.
Yeah,
I think he's put it on
for the
record that
players.
his old man was a season ticket holder at the Blues.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I think he is.
So, but you know, we need. Why don't you start an over 40s area to crack the atmosphere? I tried. It was called Forza Blues, and I got slated for it. So you know, Gilmericky's a great place to put them
I
fans.
think the Naked Conga probably did it.
The Conga,
Problem.
Jeff and his naked Conga. Yeah. Come in. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing like Fred Pickering.
Oh no, they were going to come there.
Yeah, it should be. You know, we used to sing songs about the players. We don't sing anything anymore. It's always the same.
I think the repertoire's about 5 songs, isn't it now? That's about it. 5, 6. But, yeah. But you can sing whatever you like.
What
as long
about the
as you sing
kids
with
in the
passion,
ground?
you know.
Well, when I was a kid, I was in the ground and I was singing with all the lads. You know, that's what you're part of being a blues fan. It's your education, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All my kids know all the blues songs and the ones I shouldn't know. Because at the end of the day, it's ingrained into them.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they only sing it at the blues.
Yeah.
Jordan says, I'll just get it back here. Also, people leaving at 75 and 80 minutes. Everyone
traffic's crap
behind
round
the scenes,
St
you could
Andrews,
say.
isn't
Pardon?
Traffic's
It is.
crap
Well, it's going to be
round
worse, isn't it, this week? And with the road closures and things.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Sing
hard.
Remember
Even
Molly
more
Malone?
road closures. Yeah.
Singing cockles and mussels,
Yeah.
aloy. Should we start singing Eurovision?
I've no idea what's going on.
You don't.
I'm
And this is
lost
you see,
on me.
This is the problem. Modern day blues fans, they only know "Keep Right On" and "On the Villa." That's it.
Yeah.
Champions Ball, remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that.
My lad sings, and he gets told to shut up by the older generation.
Well, should tell the older generation to do one, because at the end of the day, he's there to support the blues, and if they
Good
don't
right.
like it,
It's going to kick off on Wednesday, isn't
yeah,
it?
I'm good. Yeah, that's it. Let's get.
Half the crowd are going to be with Smithy and going absolutely mental. Then the other half,
Listen.
the other half who don't listen to our show, are going to be like, "What's happening?" here?"
Atmosphere is infectious. If you can get it going, it's like the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. It's as simple as that. Atmosphere is infectious, and that's why the away support is so great at the Blues, because it's an infectious. We've done it, Chris. Peterborough, remember Peterborough away? It was just mental all day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Derby on Saturday, the
Good
atmosphere
fun.
was mental.
We had good fun.
What's killed football is the all-city stadium. We know that. But you can't sit with your mates, and that's why we started Forza Blues Up. We made an unrestricted zone. You could sit any seat. You weren't restricted to your seat. You could sit with your mates. It didn't kick off because we had the Lee Clark here and everything. It's the wrong time to do it. Tilton Alliance, it's the great eating's needed. Crystal Palace with their Homesday Ultras have proved. I don't agree with how they're doing.
Absolutely brilliant.
But the way they get behind their team,
are they getting behind them now?
Yeah,
getting behind them.
They get behind. They never shut up.
Oh yeah, they're crazy. Yeah.
That's what it's all about, and that's what we was losing 2-1 to Kidderminster. We was singing "Come On You Harriers," but we're still singing and dancing and laughing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it's about, the passion, and that's what it needs to be on Wednesday night. So if you're 40 plus like me, and you remember
40
it,
plus.
you know, I am 40 plus, Chris. I am 60 plus like you.
41. There you go. That's that.
You know, if you come to Birmingham, you will see. You know, you'll be running around the bull ring when we come.
Yeah.
But you don't remember that one, do you?
No.
Well, we're coming around the ball ring.
Running around the ball ring, running around the ball ring with
the cup. That was it. Didn't the Tilton Alliance lads get a letter as well, asking them all to sit down?
Yes, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
That song there,
I'm guessing they complied.
No, I don't think so.
Nah. You know that? Come to Birmingham and you will see. I'm knocking all the phones over here.
You're going to sing the right version, yeah.
Ansell's Brewery M&B. We don't drink whiskey and we don't drink rum. We are the Blue Boys from Brum. Brum, 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 brum.
Brum, brum.
Come on, Chris.
I know that one.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all lovely. It's a beautiful thought.
It's nostalgia.
It's a lovely thought. But then we lose 2-0 and we're all miserable coming out of the ground.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. As long
It
as
does matter.
You know what? If
It
we
does
lose,
matter
you
in
know
the
what?
grand scheme
I would
of
never
things.
come out that ground if we'd lost 2-0 if the players had tried their hardest. Because you know they've put in a shift. And that's the problem with the modern day fan.
But I'm not.
They expect more.
But I'm not. I don't believe that. I'm not a believer of that. That the players never put 100%.
You know, if they cut you, would you read red or blue?
I'd bleed red because that's biology.
I'm royal.
That is.
Royal blue.
I disagree.
Because if you cut me, I'm blue-blooded, mate. And at the end of the day, as long as my players on that pitch who have paid my money to go in that ground have put in a shift.
But they always
and worked
do.
hard.
When
No,
do they
don't.
not?
You just said they capitulated 16 times
Yeah, they
this season.
they have.
That
They
ain't putting
have.
in a shift, is
But
it?
they're
That's giving up.
But then that's the manager's job then.
No. It's the players. As soon as them players cross that white line, the manager can't change what they're doing on the pitch. Doesn't matter what you say.
I disagree with that.
Well, I don't.
Do we think all-seater stadiums has had a bit to do with it?
Massive.
Yeah, probably.
And that's why I think
I wouldn't
safe
know.
standing
I've got nothing to compare it against.
No, because you've never.
Because I'm not
But
old.
you've been away grounds, surely, where it's been standing. Peterborough.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it doesn't. Not enough to make
No.
a massive difference.
Remember this one? If I had the wings of a sparrow.
Yeah, you can't sing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
I know all these.
Yeah, you should do. We used to sing them outside your bar when you were selling your pies and you getting everybody never want to go back to the seat at half time. We used to get everyone singing in the Tilton. Oh dear. Ever had a tin of salmon? I've had a few.
Yeah, Callum's right. The only song really is "Keep Right On."
It's the best football anthem in the world.
I think it is,
Keep
yeah.
right on. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone says. You know, they keep going about Liverpool, you'll never work alone. Do you know that was sung at the Blues before it was sung at Liverpool?
I think a lot of grounds used to sing
know that?
it. I remember singing.
It was sung at the
singing
Blues in the 50s, You'll Never Walk Alone. Before it was even adopted at Liverpool. So,
I think a few
Have
clubs
that one,
sung it. Then,
Liverpool.
yeah. There is some footage of Blues fans singing that in
yeah,
the
there is.
70s.
We used to sing it when I went down
yeah.
there. And then we used to sing to Liverpool fans, sign on with a pen in your hand.
Yeah.
Down in the Liverpool slums. Do you remember that one?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Win, lose or draw, 110% effort. He doesn't care, says John.
Who agrees with me? Let's just put it out there. Who agrees with me? And this you'll see now. Chris doesn't agree with me. If Blues lose 2-0, right, and they're playing, apart from the Villa game, because you have to put that in a separate entity, but if Blues, on Wednesday night, we get beat by Sheffield Wednesday 2-0, but every player has put in a shift. They've worked their socks off. The goals have just come because they come out of something, you know, just a freak. And we've played our socks off. We've hit the post. We've done everything but score. But we've put in a shift. Who would be peed off? Would you go out of that ground saying, "Oh, this is crap"? Or would you come out that ground saying, them lads have tried hard today. I'm proud to be a Blues fan. Because I know what I'd do. I'd come out that ground saying, I'm proud to be a Blue Nose. Them lads have put in an effort today. Unfortunately, we ain't won. But it's coming. I believe in them.
Well, I think that situation was the same against Leeds, wasn't it, last week? I mean, they put in a good shift, but didn't get the results.
But I'm asking, who
It's a
agrees
results
with me?
business.
Yeah, no,
Because
it's a
Chris,
results, isn't it?
Chris said if they lose 2-0, he's going away unhappy.
Of course I am.
I'm not.
We've lost the game.
It's a game of football at the end of the day. It's not life or death. And then, as long as them players are giving 110%, and this is what it is about being a Blues fan. Being a Blues fan is not about results and winning, because we've never won nothing apart from 2011 and 1963. So it's about your team making passion, pride, everything. That's what it's about being a Blues fan. No surrender. We battle to the end. We may win, we may draw, we may even lose, but we're Blues and we never give up. And that's the key. All the songs are coming through now.
It's basically just been. It has for the last 20 minutes. It's just been. It's just
Songs,
a song.
isn't that
It's the naughty 40s. We are the new Stoke.
God, I wish I was 40.
If I die in Aston Street,
Jordan says you're forgetting the auto windscreen trophy in '95.
you can't class that as a major honour. Even though I was at that final, it was a brilliant day out.
That was a
Biggest
major,
attendance at Wembley, home
of course,
attendance there ever is. So the Blues hold the record of the noisiest fans at the Millennium Stadium and the most noisiest fans at Wembley Stadium, old and new. So that's something to be proud of. Who cares if we've never won the Champions League? We've got the noisiest fans.
That's
Carl Clough, we don't have to stay in the past, Paul. We want to win games.
I want to win games, but what I'm saying is it's not the be-all and end-all. I want to see Blues in the Premier League winning, competing, but I also want to see a Blues team on that pitch that doesn't capitulate like you said.
I don't
gives
either.
up. I want Ndoye to go through the Sheffield Wednesday midfield on Wednesday like a steam train and batter them.
Only if it's a fair, legitimate challenge.
No, I don't care. I want him to go in there, and that will get the crowd
the
going.
voice of reason.
Am I right, Chris? If Ndoye goes in, bang! In the first 10 minutes, he's going to get the crowd up on their feet. Yes!
Yes!
You're
We're
in
down
there,
to 10 men,
Broken
yes! Come on, we're down to 10 men.
Chris, it ain't
I know
going to
exactly.
be like that. It ain't going to be like that. Because you want the players to put in a shift. That's why we had Alu Sissi when we first went up to Premier League, and we had Robbie Savage, because we fought and we battled to the end. That's why we beat the Villa 3-0 at St Andrews
We
that night,
out-battled
because
them,
we
yeah.
battled them, we
Yeah,
scared
we
them to
out-battled
death.
them.
We scared them
We
to death.
also outplayed them that night. We
Yeah,
were
but
better
scared
than
them to death.
But we were also better than them
But
on
the
the
crowd,
pitch.
you know what the thing was that night, that 3-0 win, is the players performed, the crowd performed.
Well, yeah,
I know it's a
obviously
Blues
it was
Villa
the, it was
derby,
the first time
it's
in God knows
but
how many years they played them, yeah.
Blues battled their socks, and we went to Villa Park and we'd done exactly the same thing.
And again,
and the
we
season
were
after.
better than them. We were better than them
before we
again.
go, Carl says, I'm sorry, mate, it's modern day football, not who plays better, and we walk away with 0 points, but good performances. I want 3 points, not performances. Controversial.
I think Carl's got a point.
Oh,
I
God.
thought you might.
How old's Carl, please?
I think he's.
I don't think he's very old.
He's not of the older generation.
No, I think
So-
it's...
Now, is he one of these supporters that looks at FIFA to see what rating he is before we sign him? I'm just putting a
how
question
I
out
don't do
there.
that. I don't do
I'm just
that.
putting a question out there because
I don't think
I am
I've played
sick to
FIFA
death of
in
seeing on
about 6
Facebook
years.
and Twitter. Oh, he's rated 72 on FIFA. He's got to be good. He's 72 and he's got a gold circle round him.
That sounds good.
You know.
We've got, just before we go, we've got a special guest next week, haven't we?
Do we?
We have, yes.
Not me.
Would you announce
I'm
it?
banned, I think. from now on.
Our special guest next week is Darren Carter.
Wow.
How
There
about
you
that,
go.
for,
That is
for a
a
special
good.
guest?
That is
The
a
man who
good.
took us to the
That
promised
is a
land.
good addition.
Yeah.
That left foot penalty.
Yeah.
Played football for me when he was a kid.
So make sure you all tune in next week and
Get your questions in for Darren Carter next
get your
week.
questions in, yeah. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Oh, is
Thanks
it
to,
that
our,
time already?
thanks to our special
Thanks.
stand-in.
Thanks,
Super
Paul.
Can I just say,
Round of
thank you to all
applause
you
for
Blues
Paul.
fans that hate me now. And Peaky Blue will never be back, I promise you.
You best be. It's been a
Good
good
night.
one.
No, it was a bit of fun. That's
Cheers.
all that's all it is.
End of the day,
I just like to be a bit controversial.
we're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. The chant of Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy, following the blues. We love you, what more